how to write up your own Lodash set method. So if you're not familiar with the set method, what it essentially lets you do is mutates an object, but in a much cleaner and efficient way. What you do is you just pass in an object a path, which can be an array or an array of strings, or the strings in that array has to be the keys that you want to set in the object, and of course the value that you want to set the value or the last index of this array to. I need to charge up my laptop. Let me see if I can get it done before my laptop dies. So essentially what you just do is just pass in an object, you give it a path and a new value. Let's get started. So first you want to do is you want to write the function. The object takes in a object, a path, a value. First thing you want to do is you want to check if the path is an array, and if it's an array, use the array. If it's not an array, then convert it into an array of index of keys, but remove the dots and the square brackets. So const array path equals to array dot is array path, use path. If not, then path dot match some regular expression on the global level, a group, a negate group, ignore square brackets, and also ignore the dot of the full stop. Let me just show you what this does. Console.log array path const o, this will be the object we are mutating, which we're not doing at the moment. Set o a dot b dot c, and we want to set it to is number 5. So this is what it does. This string was converted to an array of keys. So now what we can do is simply reduce it. Array path dot reduce. Okay, this will take in a prev, the current key from the array path and the index. Okay, so first we want to start with is the object that is passed in, which is this object right here, which will be this object. And then here we want to have a few if statements. First things first, we want to check if the next item in this array is a number, then it means we are dealing with an array. So we can do that by doing a simple, we need to do number dot is not a number, pass int array path index +1. If that is the case, then we want to have another if statement, which we could have written among this one, but this one is already too long, so I'm going to do another one. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to check, because the next item we are dealing with is setting a value of an array, we want to check if the current item in the array is not defined, then we want to set it to an empty array. So then in the next iteration, we can set it a value based on the index. So if prev key is equal to undefined, then prev key equals to an empty array. And now you want to do the same to check if it's an object. Well, we don't need to check if it's an object, because if it's not an array, then it has to be an object. If prev key undefined, and then prev key equals to an empty object. And now what we want to check for is if we have hit the last item in the array. Then at that point what we want to do is we want to set the value. Index equals, if index equals to array path dot length -1, then prev key equals to value. Once we have mutated the object, we just want to return the prev, the current key, so then on the next iteration we can do the same checks again and set the value. If we have reached the last item, we want to start with the object that we are given by the user, and let's do a console log of O. This should mutate the object undefined array dot reducer. Oh, I'm doing too much React. Reduce. Seems like we have mutated a. Okay, so we can see a dot b. So b has a c property, which is an array, and it has the only element, which is 5, which we have set here. Or we can just set it to another object, which will have, let's just do this console. Okay, c. Okay, now we are console logging. Let's console log the whole object. A, B, C. It's an array with the object. That's it. That's all you need to write your own set function or set method from Lodash.